Everyone got their healing from Garandan?
12 points.
12? Thank you.
Vanity nevertheless takes her vengeance out on Hay, Garandan, and Felthrin. So each of you make a constitution save, please. Against her icy breath as she breathes on you this frosted fire.
What was the check?
Constitution save. Felthrin failed.
I'm dead. Or I'm failed.
Failed? Okay. Failed. 70 points of frost damage.
Yes.
70 points of cold damage.
I'm unconscious. Or dead.
Probably not dead.
No, you only die if you take enough damage to equal your maximum hit points.
Okay. So
Garandan, you were actually frozen solid.
Okay.
As you were an ice statue. Hey?
I am very, very, very badly hurt.
Felthrin.
Yeah, I'm not looking very good, but I'm not sleeping.
The Bone Devil and the wizards appear very angry at this point. The ritual is still working as the red mask has clattered to the ground. The power from the white wizards and the the black wizards at the bottom are still channeling energy as best they can. It is now round 12. You see Walid Modar abandon his post and pick up the red mask. And he says, "This should have been mine to begin with, Severin. I would have never let this happen." And he places the red mask on his head and begins to channel the energy from the remaining wizards. The green wizards begin to repower their energy again. They have not succeeded, but they are still doing it. Top of round 12. It is now Felthrin's turn.
Ah, gosh. Garandan, why'd you have to fall asleep? Felthrin is going to cast Cure Wounds on Garandan, and then use his movement to run at Walid, even though he can't attack.
You cannot. You spend your action and your energy. You see, Garandan is frozen solid in ice. Felthrin, how do you respond to this situation?
So he's going to, Felthrin's going to run up, and he's going to, what is he going to do? He's going to smack the ice. Is it like an ice cube, or it's like, just his body that is frozen? Okay. Shoot, what is Felthrin gonna do? I guess he's going to. So, I mean, does he look just frozen, or does he look like he's dying?
And dying.
Okay.
No.
All right, so he's definitely gonna cast Cure Wounds on him as he runs over there, and
ice begins to melt, and you see his skin become back alive.
Yeah, and he's going to say, "Don't do that again," and then he's gonna turn around and run towards Walid. So he's got 25 movement, so it's gonna be 5 to get there, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Is enough to engage back with him. Garandan, you take your healing. Bramble, how do you spend your turn?
Bramble's going to use his other heirloom and toss the potion of Cloud Giant Strength to Felthrin. Wait, he's not going to do that because they're both invisible. So he's going to go to Felthrin and say, "Open your mouth," and use his action to administer a potion of Cloud Giant Strength.
Nice. Okay.
And then with the bonus action, he will do that that help thing that gives the next attack against Waleed advantage. So he'll make a move or bump him with an elbow or something like that to make him realize there's something else around to distract him.
Felt in a very strange experience having Hinfolk come up behind your neck and grab you. Invisible force is something is just, and it's not a cloud giant potion, is a inhalation. As you smash this together, this wonderful, sweet smell of fresh air fills up your nostrils, Felthrin, and you begin to feel the strength of a cloud giant invigorate your life.
Nice.
Your strength score is very powerful at this moment, and then Bramble, you quickly walk by and trip Waleed, and he stumbles for a minute and looks around to see what invisible force is tripping him up, and he says, "No, nothing can stop us now." And he snaps his fingers over to Vanity and says, "Finish them!" The brainless lizard, her scar where her head is concaved, looks around for her master, snorts, and begins to bring about her frost breath once again. Hey, how do you spend your turn?
Is there an area of the room that is dimly lit?
Oh, yes, there is.
Can you point out where?
I would say any place near a wall would be easily dimly lit.
Okay, I am then going to bolt up this way.
Fair enough.
Actually, over here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully around the corner from any frost breath, and then I'm going to use one with shadows. So I give up my action to basically become invisible until next turn.
You are, and you slink away, and you see Vanity lose track of you as you disappear in a shadow. Her eyes blink, and she just locks eyes with Garandan. Strangely enough, he is thawed. She snorts. Garandan, how do you spend your turn?
So as Garandan comes out of the ice, he is just unbelievably thankful to Felthrin, but he finds that he doesn't fear death like he once did, as he is now going to be returned to the dirt to Moradin if he was to die. And so in a kind of last-ditch prayer, as he's going to cast Divine Intervention is what I want to do, but he's going to appeal again. He's like, Father, thank you that I do not fear this death, and that I am still here, and at this time, the third time, I have a chance to call on you this time. Not something else, no evil contract, just you to come to our aid and heal my brethren, heal my friends, heal my men-at-arms, as I am spent.
And your simple prayer is to heal my men-at-arms?
Because we're all pretty beat up.
If you would roll a spell attack for me, please. 21.
Yeah, 9 plus 7 plus 5.
Ooh. 18 points of healing fill you up. And you look above you as this spire, 5 towers striking into the sky, hollow ceilings, and the sunlight begins to pour into the temple of Tiamat and spill down, not completely getting rid of all the shadows, but filling up the room with the light of the dawn.
Do we all get hit points back or just Garandan? Okay.
Garandan. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, everyone does, because that was your prayer. Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, 12, 17, 18. Yeah, 18. Okay, good enough.
Thanks, Garandan.
Hay is invisible. Bramble is invisible. Felthrin is the greatest threat. The Bone Devil charges. He looks like a skeleton, horrible, ugly face, like a large lizard. His spines get out, and his large scorpion-like tail reaches ready to just cast this needles through the air. But first, he grabs Felthrin and attempts to rip him in half. Felthrin, if you would make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
45 points of damage to you, my friend.
I fall unconscious.
And indeed he does. He just, and you hear Felthrin's bones snap, and the devil lays him on the ground and prepares to launch a stinger right on top of Felthrin, cackling back and forth. This sergeant of Avernus abandons Zariel, joined with Waleed and Volmer, to resurrect Tiamat into her new plane of Bonsarel. Waleed says, "Good, good."
Felthrin was super strong because he got the cow strength, shouldn't
Super strong,
he? Yeah.
not super healthy.
Try.
Felthrin, it is your turn if you would make your death save.
9.
And you hear 4 soft feet pad through, slinking through the darkness, a flash of red, a whip of white. Rushing over in between your life and the Bone Devil, a drop of cigar ash lands on your lips. All right. Hang on there, Felthrin, I'm coming for you. Bramble, how do you spend your turn?
I think Bramble will try to finish off Waleed or do some damage to him with Queen's favor.
Go for it. It has advantage, does it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
29.
Invisible, you strike. If you would make a Constitution saving throw.
3 crit fail.
He erupts in 15 fire damage. A 3, so you rolled a 1, halfling?
I rolled a 1 halfling, and I actually got a 20, not natural.
Okay, that's success. So you only take 15 fire damage.
Okay.
And you can have that. So 7 fire damage. Okay, the scene plays out. Silence. He puts his mask on, and the Bone Devil just crushes Felthrin. The fox gets in the fray, but Waleed pays them no mind. He trips to look about what had happened. He says, "Where are you?"
Rather than answering, Bramble just puts Queen's favor on his throat and pushes.
You feel an erupt of blood. The mask clatters to the ground, the energy coalescing around the mask. He wheezes and he reaches forward. The Bone Devil pays no mind, just laughing over the body of Felthrin, unaware of what has transpired. Flames burst up all around, and you quickly move back and forth, and you feel the presence of your sister, Yandala, Heartwood, home. Give you the strength to withstand the flames. The fire leaps up all around you, and Waleed collapses to the ground, dead. Hey, you're in the shadows. The green wizards have prepared to summon again. They are all doing their part, channeling the energy to the red mask, looking at one another as to who is going to take up the reins. The fear is in their eyes.
From the shadows I step forth and send an Eldritch Blast hurtling at the one to my left.
Go for it.
20 total.
Blasts him, an instant kill. He looks over to the side. He says, "You go take the mat." And before he can finish the word mask, the bolt of energy goes straight through him and he collapses to the ground unconscious. The channel, the spell is canceled. The only two are the white wizards who are channeling energy to the red mask now.
Just want to look up one.
Okay. Bottom of round 11. Garandan, you're on deck.
I'm going to run. Obviously, I can only move my speed, but I'll move down in that direction.
And as you move down in that direction, you see that Vanity is still preparing. Mindless, the white dragon, is preparing to release a blast upon everyone. The Bone Devil, Waleed, Felthrin, this mindless white dragon, abused, tortured, enslaved by a giant. I need everyone to make a history check.
I don't think I can make a history check while I'm sleeping, right?
No, I don't. No, Felthrin, you can't. It's probably best you don't. High number winner. Bramble.
Wait, no, sorry, that's 18.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that is awesome.
Like, you definitely passed your grade. Actually, Hay wouldn't know this, so it does fall on Bramble, not Garandan, which was what I was wondering. Bramble, as you see this white dragon coming forth, you remember that you have an item that was given to you by Chief Hobie, that was collected by Trinket.
The white mask.
Garandan, it is your turn. Bramble, you have a moment to speak before this happens.
Garandan, Vanity's gonna kill us. We might need to use the white mask. This might be your only chance.
Who has the white mask?
I Felthrin, right? Because I didn't take it because I couldn't.
Oh, I did take it, yeah.
See the white mask lying at Felthrin's pack. It's just lying there, clattered on the ground next to his his dying body.
So
Garandan, it's your turn.
what is Serena doing for Felthrin?
She looks like she's about to cast some healing.
Okay. The Garandan's he's looking right now between Felthrin and the white mask, and Felthrin and the white mask, and he is he's
6 seconds goes by.
yeah. Just this he's gonna grab the white mask. He's cleansed, he's free, he's light.
Garandan, do you don the white mask?
He does. He's wanted
It
to do
affixes to your skin and it feels icy cold, like an Arctic wind. It perfectly fits with your body, looping around your ears, where you can see not a world as a dwarf, but the world as a dragon. And you see her, Vanity. Intelligence is low, terribly low. Brain has been altered, scarred. She is a primal beast, searching for her master. How do you proceed?
He's gonna take an inward chuckle to begin with. The fact that these masks were gonna try and free Tiamat and they're actually used coming, and he's gonna what's his instinct? He's gonna know what the dragon's best move is to attack that bone devil. What would that be? Is it gonna be pounce on him and just tear him up, or is it gonna be blast him?
A pounce.
Pounce. Okay, so he's gonna use the dragon just to attack, like pounce on that bone devil.
All right, you may make any charisma check with advantage. It may be it may be deception, persuasion, or intimidation.
Oh, can I do performance?
It may be performance.
Okay, good. It's 19.
And 19 is a success. With advantage?
With advantage?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
wearing the white mask.
Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, that's only a 15.
A 19 is a success. The cigar drops on your lips, Felthrin, and it tastes bitter. You look up and you see a fox. And then Serena's old wrinkly face, her gray dreadlocks dropping over you, and she says, I always liked you. Gives you a big kiss on the forehead and rolls out of the way as the Bone Devil comes slashing his blade upon you. You get 5 hit points back, if you want to write that down.
Cool.
And then Vanity jumps, leaping over Garandan, smashing into the Bone Devil, laying on top of it like a dog for her master, and then breathes this blast of cold Arctic energy on the Bone Devil's face. She roars loud, and hey, you know you only have 10 seconds before Olag returns. And it is round 10. The red mask is still gathering the energy from the 2 white wizards as they panically chant back and forth, Tiamat, Tiamat, please come Tiamat. You have 2 rounds before Olag returns, hey. The green wizard and the black wizard race to go get the red mask. Belthrin, you are awake at 5 hit points.
Belthran is going to start with bonus action second wind.
Okay.
Gain a few hit points. 21 to be exact. Max roll. And then he's going to... Can he get to the red mask?
Yes, you can. What would you like to do?
I'm going to smash it with my hammer.
Okay.
3 times, if I can.
You may roll 3 attacks.
It's going to be a 14, a 17, and a 19.
You bash it, you smash it, you crash it, and your warhammer lifts up, and the red mask is still channeling the energy. If it could have been destroyed this easily, Felthrin, you know that you would have done this a long time ago.
He grunts.
Bramble.
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
Can he stand in between the mask and the wizards?
Yes. You can
Okay.
you can attempt to. I mean, I think you're on top of the mask now, so
Okay.
they were rushing towards it as their intention was to take it.
Okay,
Bramble.
so... Yeah, that's good. Good.
Bramble.
Brimble will take a shot at the green wizard and try to slice the black wizard.
Okay. Roll your 2.
That is 22 for the shot.
Mhm.
And really high number for the slash.
Just put those 2 in the trash. Bramble, take it from here. They rush forward as Beltran is just smashing on top of this mask. They reach forward and one does a dive to gather the mask, yelling, "For Tiamat!"
Yes, just using the guy's own momentum, he kind of just sort of puts the blade down and kind of helps, you know, as he's diving headfirst into it, the blade kind of goes right here and cuts him deep with some ice still. And then he, with the other hand, he looks up and takes a shot and strikes true. That glove of firing is fantastic.
Do tussle a little bit with them as they release some spell energy.
Okay.
If you would make a Constitution save.
20.
Okay. You take, all right, perfect. You take 15 fire damage. So 7. Hey, The White Wizards are continuing to power this ritual as Felthrin, to no avail, smashes this mask. It seems almost holographic, impervious to any kind of damage.
I scoot down to give myself a clear line of sight. Grin as I shoot at the nearest wizard. Eldritch Blast. 27.
A killing blow. How does it happen?
I fire, and I know as soon as the bolt leaves my fingers that it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It hits him square in the sternum. Just blasts a hole through him. He stands there blinking at me for a couple moments, and then just collapses straight down.
The other White Wizard retaliates. If you make a Constitution save, please.
Critical fail. Oh yeah.
30 frost damage to you.
I am down, as in down.
He blasts back and forth, and this little triangulation of energy takes place. And then Hay turns around to each of you and collapses to the ground. Garandan, the white mask is affixed to you, and you hear a voice in your head. Now, become my servant and rule in the reign of dragons. As I coach Severin and Waleed, I will coach you. Do you not love your mother?
Garen is on his knees and he's just like freaking out in his head. But he's shouting back at her, I love my father! And he's trying to, he doesn't want to pull it off because he was trying to use that to fight Olag, but he's going to try and rip it off.
Okay, easy enough.
Okay.
You take it off and lose your connection with Vanity. She scrapes a little bit. She looks around and her head starts shaking back and forth, and she sees you as a villain. Felthrin. You see in this room Vanity. You know in next round Olag is going to be here and be upset.
And I saw Hay fall down.
And when Hay killed the Green Wizard, all the connections ceased. So at that moment, the energy dissipates. And the red mask looks as simple and plain as ever.
Gosh. Felthran is going to... Yeah, he sees Hay laying on the ground. He will turn into a dire wolf so that he can move faster. So he's going to bonus action into the dire wolf, use the wolf's movement to get to Hay. And is it bonus action? Oh, I can't do that. Yeah, I can. Is it bonus action to switch back too?
It could be.
Or is it spontaneous? I don't remember.
What are you intending to do?
Switch back so that I can cast a spell.
Okay.
I was basically just using it for movement.
I will let you do high risk, high reward if you would like.
All right, so he's going to run up like as a dire wolf, and he's going to try to, as he gets to Hay, cast Cure Wounds to bring him back.
Do you accept high risk, high reward?
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a athletics check then.
As a wolf or as Felthran, because I'm switching back.
I'm okay with you not turning into a wolf. But
okay.
It's still going to be a level of challenge to get to Hay in time, irregardless.
All right. Athletics check?
Yeah.
17.
Fail.
Is that
Yeah.
with your
You
cloud
make
giant
it.
strength?
Oh, 20.
Okay. My number was 18. Wow.
Thank you.
That's one for the books. All right, so success. However, it's not success on Felthrin's behalf. So you make it, not on your own accord, but on this strange ethereal power within you. How does this look as you push past? And what you basically avoided were these large boulders and earthquakes beginning as the ground rips open and rocks begin to fall in your way.
So Felthrin is running to Hay. He's yelling the whole time, "Hey, hey!" And he's running, but always looks like he's running in quicksand. And as he's running, these boulders that there's no reason why they should miss him at all. One falls and it just mysteriously moves 5 feet to the left, and then the next one falls and Felthrin moves mysteriously 5 feet to the right. So these boulders just keep missing him. And he doesn't even recognize what's happening. It's kind of, as he's running, all of a sudden there's a boulder next to him on the right, and then there's a boulder next to him on the left, and he's looking at them, but he's just still sprinting to get to Hay because all he can think about is reviving his friend. I think after the fact he might recognize that he was helped by Morden, but for now he doesn't even notice it. It's just kind of everybody else looking at it is kind of like, oh, ooh, but he doesn't get it. He's just trying to get to Hay.
And this one particular boulder lands right on your head, cracks, and as it cracks, you release this puff of cloud. As you leave this steam vent behind you, as the strength of a giant leaves your body, saving you from certain death. Roll your healing dice.
10 points.
Here you go ahead. Bramble, you know you have one round left. Vanity is now wild and crazy. What are you going to do? The red mask is on the ground. The white mask is in Garandan's hands.
I think I'm gonna go to Vanity and try to calm her down a bit, forcefully.
With how?
With the sword.
Ah, okay. Go for it. You're engaging in combat.
Yeah. 21.
Okay, that's it. Right on the money. If you would make a Constitution save, please.
11.
All right. Pinful, just charge over to her. You can see she's lost her mind. She looks over to Garandan, and her breath begins frosting over again. You leap out, taking the Queen's favor. The missile of firing, just letting go everything you possibly can. And she lands down, looks over, and senses your presence, your ground. She tracks you, and she takes one claw, slashing you to the side. You do take 70 points of damage.
Unconscious.
Oh, okay. And then your hand clatters to the ground, the Queen's favor left from your grip. And on the Queen's favor is a long line of dragon blood. Garandan, you see Vanity look towards you, and blood begin to pool from her neck. And she collapses to the ground, dead. Hey. You have one action before Olag shows up.
Yeah, I glance around, trying to figure out exactly what has just happened. I sense Felthrin at my shoulder, and emboldened by that, I take one last shot at the white wizard there.
Okay.
18.
This is a success without even looking back. The energy leaves you as he rushes towards you, and he falls to the ground dead.
And then I'm going to sprint, obviously, again, my regular movement, in the direction of Bramble.
Okay.
Did Bramble's
Where is
body
Bramble?
become visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Bramble moved towards Vanity, right?
Bramble took on Vanity by himself.
Yeah,
Success
I may have
salute.
moved. I may have moved in the wrong direction then.
Yeah, because Bramble needs to come down.
Sorry. Yeah, it's right here. We'll just do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
All right, you are close to Bramble.
Hello.
All right, you are close to Bramble. Very close. Garandan, it's your last move.
Huh? I'm just counting. I'm like, okay. So Garandan's just gonna leave the white mask lion. He's gonna run to where he can get in a 30-foot radius of all of his friends. He's got 25 distance, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's gonna hit his knees and pray, last his final prayer of healing. He's got one spell slot. He's just gonna prostrate.
Yeah, let's see it happen, Garandan.
So Garandan, remembering his father, remembering the freedom of this, and leaving behind that just past of dealing with those wretched beasts, he just comes back to his senses and looks around, sees his beaten friends, and just again runs to them one last time, seeing that everything's empty and not recognizing quite what's, there's a coming danger, but except for the falling rocks, he's gonna just lay himself prostrate and just and cry out to Moradin again and just ask for healing for his friends. And he will do.
You may roll.
Okay, so 2, so 8, 16 hit points back to everyone.
All three of you receive.
Nice.
As you conclude your prayer, Garandan, Olag vamps back into existence. Hey, if you would let us know where you sent him. He comes back just covered in frost.
That sounds perfect.
His eyebrows are just crusted over his beard, and he is raging. And then he sees his felled pet, the dragon in which he is slaved, and he rushes over. Lightning is crunching in his arms, and he launches a lightning bolt straight towards you, Bramble. And then you hear it. Boom, 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 the rushing of feet back and forth. Felton, you see someone charge out of the rocks, a smooth, gray-skinned, bald giant, rush forward and take a diving leap in front of the bolt and tackle Olag to the ground. You see Pelegron, the stone giant in which you befriended, tussle back and forth, just pounding on the face of this storm giant, smashing him and taking a boulder. And he looks back at you and says, "I've got this! Go, little one!" And it is Felthrin's turn. How do you proceed?
Do we see anything else in this cave? Is there nothing else here?
Lots of falling rocks and earthquakes and trembling.
All right.
And you see a couple gold dragons looking down upon you now.
Filthron's
Good.
gonna run to the red mask and pick it up and head towards the door. Make as much movement as he can to get out of there.
You hear the clattering and the chanting of dwarves slashing the last of the devils and the cultists attempting to flee, drawing the fire of the dragons as you rush out. Bramble, you've got little strength left in you. Your legs are sore, your body bloodied and bruised, and a little bit of frost bite on your skin. How do you proceed?
In Draconic, he'll say to Pelegrom, "Thank you, friend," and he'll get out.
He does a quick elbow to the face of Olag, and the ice shatters across, mixed with blood, across the floor of the temple. Bramble, you are able to quickly escape. The heartbeat thrumming in your chest. Hey.
I'm sticking close behind Bramble, but as I go, I'm just going to just flick one more Eldritch Blast over at Olag.
Okay, roll an attack.
That's what 10.
A 10. It misses, and a boulder.
Is he prone?
Yes.
Okay, so I get to do it with advantage.
I thought it was disadvantaged, but okay. Yeah, good. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a high risk, high reward.
You're right.
This
because
situation is very high risk. So if hay feels risky, I'll allow you to roll again.
No, it's fine. The boulder can do what it's going to do.
The boulder falls next to you and smashes right in front of your nose, picking your face nearly clean off. Rocks falling all around you. Garandan, how do you proceed?
Garandan is going to also shout to the giant and just say thank you, because he knows that was a conflict. He didn't want to get involved, and he told him such and picked a side. So it's like, thank you for fighting for the greater good. You know, he didn't like that. And then he'll go for the white mask, disengage.
You got the white mask in hands to the sounds of dwarves cheering as they slaughter the last of the devils into ash and smoke. The temple begins to collapse in on itself, and the stone giant just accepting like a child playing in the rain, boulder after boulder crashing upon his skin and landing and burying the storm giant in a dragon grave. Outside, as the sun rises, a drop of blood slides down the rough forehead of an old dwarf named Gundren and splatters on the floor of the desert. He drags his broken leg to rest upon a boulder. The wind settles as the gold and silver dragons perch alongside the rim of the well, looking down into the temple, discussing amongst themselves, looking at the wizard, maddened with love for Tiamat, buried under a rock, lying dead upon the ground. Gundren nurses his leg with a swift chug of ale from a keg that he brought along with him, and he begins an old dwarven hymn, the same that was sung upon the eve of the birth of Dadok Rock Song. So much time has passed since that celebration, and since then so many events have transpired. He chuckles to himself at how things would have been different if he had not sent his nephew Felthrin out on that first journey. Maybe better, maybe worse. But for now, the problem of the Red Mask of Tiamat was solved. The west world of Faerun and Bonzaro would know peace, at least from the troubles of dragons, for a while. And maybe now the dwarves might have a chance to reclaim many of their old homes. But there were many homes that lost. Not just the dwarves. Some in the Desserin Valley, some in Waterdeep and Sword Coast. Many people displaced, with much wealth lost. It would be a short grab for power, and opportunities for evil would assume a new form. But for now, he sighs in relief at seeing the four of you, sojourners, standing strongly alongside him. Perhaps, he says to you, Felthrin, placing a hand on your shoulder. Could you help me? I have a wagon load of supplies that needs delivering to Phandalin. And he laughs with a wink.
Really for a swig of that ale, Uncle. And he slaps him on the shoulder.
And so for now, our story concludes.
Nice.
Epilogue. Later that morning, we find you, Foxglove, embracing you, Bramble. Goggy and the rest of the scouts having routed the dragons and picked them off one by one. Chromatic dragons lay dead in the desert. She looks and says, "It really is the desert of Skorna, the graveyard of dragons. Our home is a graveyard as well."
Did many of the villagers survive?
1/3 taken out. They're hardy folk. Their healers are strong and going through the bodies as well, see if any of the spirits are still within their forms. But it was a loss for the village.
Well, we'll go back and see what we can do to help.
Possibly work our way back home. The three of you experience something pleasant. Hey, what do we see you focusing on?
As the breeze comes blowing across the open areas, he lets the mingled scent of freshness and dust fill his nostrils, and it feels invigorating. Having just overcome this, with all four of us still standing, he feels like they can do anything. And so he stops for a moment, takes a deep breath, and then just blows it out. And then just yells up into the sky, smiling.
And you see in the sky the gold and silver copper dragons shimmering, the light off their scales flashing back at you. Garandan, to what do we see through your... go ahead, Hey.
He yells as long as his breath will allow him to.
Seeing dragons, indeed, is a special moment for Hay. Garandan, to what do we see you paying attention to? Where do you draw your focus?
Garandan is he's on his knees. He's just giving thanks and just praising Moradin just for all four alive, for coming through, for protecting Feltrin on the burn, just getting the dwarfs there, getting there, and for his freedom, that he was able to rip that mask off and not give in to that temptation. He's truly ready to walk it out. Like he's newfound love, freedom. He's just in on himself. You can invite Feltrin to join in if you want.
We hear Gundren's hymn echoing throughout the remaining dwarves, singing of the songs, the ones they lost in battle, but proudly standing alongside each other. The insignia on your chest begins to glow, and you have the feeling that your adventures are not quite done yet. Bramble, your sister, with a cloth around her, leaning her head upon your shoulder. To where do you draw your focus?
With a moment of peace, Bramble remembers that this time when he was woken up from unconsciousness was a little bit better than last time, and so he'll call Garandan over and say, I like Moradin a little bit better than your other masters. I wonder if maybe I could join you sometime in your devotions.
You're just about the right height.
And you see crawling out of the remains of the well, a lone stone giant. Hails you, salutes.
Pelgrim, I can't believe that you're alive.
Well, he stares down at you and kneels. I surprised myself. But when you left, you did not just leave your footprints, you left your words. Upon my heart, if I have one. I realized my life in isolation and safety and protection, with everything at my disposal. That was the dream. Your world is real. I had it wrong. He wipes the blood from his brow. Nevertheless, I will continue to take care of the youth gods, but not be so affixed to my security. He looks around at the dragons, you, the dwarves, Hay. It's a time when I have never seen races of people, species of different walks of life drawn together You did wonderful things, young kinfolk.
And we couldn't have done it without you. Without your teleportation, without your enhancements to Felthrin's armor, and you just saved my life back there.
No. You saved mine. He grins.
Brimble pats him on the knee or wherever he can reach.
Well, I'm going to go brush up on my draconic. He walks over to the copper dragons to bridge together a long-held hatred. And we look over to Felthrin. It's been a while. The Gundren in the silence just offers you another swig, the last of the drop of ale, taps the keg and says, well, that'll do it.
Thank you, Uncle. And Felthrin will walk between all the dwarfs, and I mean, they're all pretty beat up. So he's going to walk up to each one, and he's going to grab their beard, but it's going to be a very gentle head bump. Just kind of overwhelmed with fatigue, but wanting to connect. And he's just going to put his forehead on each of theirs, and he's going to address them by name, and thank them for participating. And then once he gets to the fifth one and he bangs their head, he's going to look at them and say, brothers, I am ready to go back to Grovelore. I think I need to rest.
And what a rest it will be. And over the sunrise, the sunrise bathing the desert of Scorna in a bright light, a new year, a new day arrives on the world of the West. And so our story concludes.